This is a small orchard, a token orchard for the kids to see. We don't really spray it. It's all the apples go into apple cider, and we do an apple cider pressing event the last Sunday of October. We bring in a mobile press. Skiesburgers come in and do. We've been doing it for years. And we make an event out of the cider pressing, and then we sell a pile of cider. So we used to grow a lot of our strawberries out there because of the convenience close to the. This year we diversified and put them back at the back because we were finding we're having production problems with perennial weeds and just the vigor of the plant, so they needed to be rotated. This is a field of pie pumpkins that we planted. Each of the school children will get, when they visit us in the fall, the fall's our busiest time, they'll get a pie pumpkin to take home, and they get to go out and pick it themselves. But we cut the stems first.
That's right.
Number one, to preserve the stem, and number two, make it easier for them. This is going to be a corn maze right here. It's finally got planted. And we got a bit of volunteer in there. And we'll cut trails, and that's part of the adventure in the fall too. The fall is our busiest season by far. A few gooseberries, some plums, rhubarb we've been harvesting. This is going to be a wildflower thing when I get around to it. We got it cleaned, and now the weeds have come again. So we just wanted to clean it up a bit.
Yeah.
Not like that English estate in England, but the one where Pride and Prejudice was. You know, they have a whole team of gardeners doing their thing.
You don't have that team?
No, we don't have that team. But that's part of their attraction too. This is a sweet corn field. This has to be put some Roundup on it before we plant. We do it in stages, obviously.
Have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we do. We try to be authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, I do go to the EPAC auction to buy produce that we don't grow, or to supplement what we do have. For you, that's in Kitchener, or Elmira. It's run by the Old Order Mennonites.
How often do you have to go there?
It depends on the time of the year, once or twice a week.
Oh, that's a lot of travel.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy it though.
Yeah.
It's better than going down the food terminal. It's I did it for years, and nothing wrong with it. I mean, they're good growers, mostly from Norfolk County, but it's a hassle. That's asparagus. We're finished harvest. We're letting the ferns grow.
Asparagus is all done?
Yeah,
It's all done.
for us it is.
Yeah.
We planted this with squash and pumpkins yesterday, so we're a little behind, I think, on the planting, but I find with global warming that we're finding things, we don't want them too ripe too soon, because the handles break down. So we might be a little late, but I think they'll be acceptable. A variety of different colors and shapes and textures. So we're going to be coming along. We have been calling it Fairy Tale Lane. It was the Enchanted Forest in Markham. It's just been renamed Mark's Storybook Walk. I don't know if you've gone on YouTube or social media and saw that clip I did last week, just before Father's Day. If you haven't, I would encourage you to go and see it. It's a very positive story. I'm not going to go through the whole thing now, but it's about a person that's been coming for 30 years, bringing his autistic son and reading the story, each and every story. And there's
That's very nice.
so we're renaming it after
The boy?
the boy.
Oh,
good
that's
idea.
lovely.
He's 34 years old now.
Aw.
He's been coming since he was 3 years old. So his dad will stop and tell him the story. We have about 30 employees, part-time.
Employee acres?
I'm sorry.
Acres.
Working acres
Oh, there's 50 acres here.
of working
51.7. My lawyer was thrilled when he found the 0.7 acres with the survey. So these are there's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We tried to redo Snow White here, but the paint, I don't know, it just never really worked out. We've done it twice.
That looks fantastic.
A lot of the dwarfs aren't there because there should be 7, by the way, if you don't remember. So we do some trails. We'll do a short walk through the woods.
You need to be back there just after 10:40.
Yeah, well, this won't be long.
Okay, sounds good.
This is about a 20-minute.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
That one? Oh, go ahead a bit. Oh, never mind. That's fine. He's not used to doing this job. He does other things. Jim,
Yeah.
come. Help, please. We're actually going to do a little walk. Or does anybody object to that? Or no? Okay. I think it's part of the experience. We're going to do a quick walk. These guys are adults, so for the most part.
Okay, everybody, sir.
Just
Welcome.
and Jim, meet us at the exit, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait till everybody's off. Okay, so this is a forest walk that it's actually a wet bush, so it was a bit of a challenge, and we just hired a rock truck and a bobcat with tracks on it, and we have a gravel pit on the farm, so we were able to make it relatively good to walk through. So there are a few tryposauruses, so just be careful when you're walking, be aware. To add a little value, they did an I Spy, they did a little Bo Peep. It's lost your sheep, so the little kids have to try and keep an eye open for that. So we'll do a quick walk, and then you can judge for yourself. Maybe you can sort of look at your own property and see what assets you have and you can do. So let's go. I'm going to keep quiet, sort of, okay? So there's a... We have a longer trail this way, goes through an area that it goes through the woods and then into a meadow area, and then along a laneway, an old laneway. So this is, we call that the Tranquility Trail. It's more for adults, not for the smaller kids, because it's a pretty good hike. And it goes around the whole farm and back up. For now.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, where's the blackflies? I'll explain the house in a minute.
Wow, good for her.
I might be looking for a new house.
I see. Well, that one is.
So we're selling the experience here, the quiet people from the city.
Very nice.
You know, it's all about experience today.
That's a great idea.
It's all about experience.
Yeah, I've never seen quite a connection. Yeah.
How big is the area you're?
This bush?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a couple acres. Yeah, it's not that big. The reason for the house, while Jim's getting on, is we're kind of isolated back here. In case a storm came up, I just wanted to have some shelter for the public to get out of a storm if it occurred. And secondly, it's a photo op. Again, that's one of your marketing things you got to consider.
Does the wife send you out there sometimes too?
Sorry?
Does the wife send you out there too?
Not yet.
Don't add that to the.
We'll cut that part.
Yeah, cut that part.
I think Leslie had me off of it. Let's get
That's
Oh, sorry.
That's nice. Just like this kind of place, yeah?
Yeah, the sunflower.
I have one like that. Oh, mine's a cedar bush.
Did you have a good asparagus year, Jim?
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of asparagus. I didn't get a herbicide on last fall, so the perennials are taking over. So I'm going to just mechanically go in and mow them. I'll try and get a herbicide on this fall, but it's not doing much. It's more for the annuals. It doesn't do much for perennials. But usually we've been done a burn off just before the asparagus comes up, and we've been able to get through the production stage with no issues. It's a mess right now, but.
How big is the asparagus?
Huh?
How big is the asparagus batch?
Oh, I don't know. It's half an acre, maybe half an acre. We just do it. We focus on our retail, not a wholesale. We're not. We do wholesale a little bit of extra stuff, mostly through the produce auction, but we're not interested in wholesaling. I've been there, done that. No, we close Monday. We're only open this morning, just because we got a lot of berries and we're open anyway. So usually just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh.
But we figured, what the heck? We're open. We got a lot of berries. So we open today.
And how?
We got a truck at a farmer's market in Pickering this morning.
And how big is the strawberry patch?
I think between the new production and the old, about 3 or 4 acres. It's not a big production. Again, it's retail. A willow tree has 30, 40 acres, you know, but it's a lot of wholesale. Also 30 Mexicans picking.
Everyone, my name is Laura. I have been here at the farm for 4 or 5 seasons. I've kind of lost track at this point. I live locally. My kids go to school right up the road here at Green Bank, and I do a little bit of everything here on the farm. I am involved in planting in the spring, starting things in the greenhouse. I harvest. When field trips come in, I will hop on a tour and give the students a tour of the farm. I harvest in the fall. I pack for the CSA, so for our crop shares, and I do a little bit of everything, just not the farmers markets. That's about it. But I'm going to show you kind of our operation of for our CSA and how we work that.
CSA.
It's like a crop share agriculture.
So what does that mean?
So that means that in January we kind of send out an email blast to all of our customers and promote on social media. and then people can sign up and they get a share of the produce that we grow here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk today about how we do our crop share agriculture here. We generally have in between 70 to 110 members of any given season. So what we do is in January, we usually send out on our social media and in our email, we send out an email that says, hey, you can pick up here at the farm at one of our 3 farmers markets, and then we actually have 2 residents, one in Port Perry and one in Uxbridge, that have kind of gathered orders from friends and things like that, and we drop off directly to them. So it's a way of, you know, having some income kind of come in January or February to get us started with planting out in the fields, and then the people come and get that monthly or bi-weekly produce box from us. Now, if we only have, so it's May and it's our first box and we've only got lettuce and radish and spinach coming in from our fields, that's not the only thing that we're going to give somebody in their produce box. Farmer Jim will go to the Elmira EPAC, so it's all going to be Ontario produce, but he'll buy from some other local farmers as well. So he'll bring in some greenhouse tomatoes, or if it's the end of May and there's greenhouse strawberries ready. So sometimes we will augment whatever we are not pulling out of our own fields, and we will add other things into the box as well. Yeah. Did you have a question or covering for Sun?
No, yeah. Just covering myself.
Yeah. Okay. So offering a CSA to our customers is actually a great way to have them involved in the farm here and to really feel like they're part of the farm and to create that farm connection, because as you can see, there's lots to do here, and our members of the CSA actually get to have free admission. So that's actually how I started working here, because my kids went to school straight up the road. I moved out into this area, loved spending time here. So I became part of got a membership in the CSA so that I could bring my kids here 4 times a week to play on the playground and visit the animals and things like that. So I could come out on a regular basis with them, and they still love coming with me here now. Ah! It's got pooped on. Good luck. Is it good luck?
That's what they say.
That's what they say, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So this is our pack shed. So when we bring our crops in from the field, the first thing that we do is we bring them into this giant cooler. Everybody can come in. Sometimes if we need a break from the sun, we come in here to cool down as well. It's pretty empty in here right now because we're at the Pickering Farmers Market. So a lot of the produce that we had went out for the day. You can see that as soon as everybody is coming to bringing strawberries in from the field, we just bring them immediately in here to kind of cool them down right away. When we pack, this is how we pack all of our CSAs. So each member has kind of their own box, and here's an example of, I think this was one that wasn't picked up last week by somebody, but we harvested spinach from our fields. This cabbage was purchased at the Elmira EPAC. We've got some strawberries, some tomato, peppers, some fresh onions, green garlic, some cucumbers. So when somebody comes and picks up, then they just bring a bag and kind of take whatever we have packed in this box, and then they take it home with them. A lot of people pick up here at the farm and then at the farmers markets. But so when we come in, we kind of time our harvest and packing the vegetables when we know we have to. I know I've got to get 100, quarts of strawberries ready, so I'll go out today and make sure that I've got them ready for tomorrow. So it's the freshest things that are coming off of the fields that are always going into these boxes. And if people don't like what's going into the boxes, we let them know on a Monday what's going to be in their CSA that week. So if they don't like I don't like rhubarb, then you can send us an email and say, can you swap out my rhubarb for more green onions or for more strawberries or something like that. So we do offer that ability, and we also kind of give our CSA members first dibs on if we have a lot of products coming in from the field. So a few weeks ago we were pulling in, more asparagus than we could handle. So our 100 members, we sent out an email and said, hey, listen, we've got this deal. You can buy bulk, 10 pounds of asparagus for X amount of dollars. We'll put it in your CSA this week. So people, as part of the CSA, also have that opportunity to have first dibs on anything that's extra coming in, or something that's a really great deal. We've been doing workshops here, some workshops here as well. In the fall, I did one on how to make like a fermented sauerkraut. So we also, when we send out an email, our CSA members get kind of first dibs on signing up for anything like that as well, because we usually have limited amount of spots. So we want to have that connection that people really feel like they're part of the farm here and what we're doing. So this is our pack shed, and it's kind of a multi-purpose area. We've got a washing station up at the front there that we wash the produce, and down here some of it gets weighed and packed into boxes, or if we've got too much, it gets packed for Jim to go to auction with it as well. So this is kind of a multi-purpose area for our CSA packing, but also for our produce grading for anything that's going to farmers markets as well. We'll take you up to the farmers market.
So if you buy into the CSA,
yes,
is there an obligation to come plant and harvest and get your hands dirty?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes we have people that just want to come out to do a little bit of volunteering and to do that type of thing, but yeah.
Who do I talk to about something like that?
About coming to the
volunteering and getting
Leslie or Jim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sometimes I volunteer my kids. They love it though. They actually love it. So another way that we connect with our customers is that we have the market here at the farm. So it encourages, we've got a nice market in there, and we've always got coffee and baked goods and things like that. A lot of the things that we're selling at our farmers markets or that are included in our CSA are usually up in this market as well for people to purchase. If you're part of the CSA, like I said, it's free admission to come to the farm. Otherwise, it's $13 plus HST to come to the farm and to use to go and see the animals in the barn, to go on a wagon ride, or to just be able to tour around here. Now, we do have U-pick as well, depending on crop availability and whether we've got enough to be able to be harvesting for our markets, doing our CSA. But right now we've got a wonderful crop of strawberries. They're about a week ahead of time this year. So we have some U-pick opened up on Saturday. So welcome into our market here. This is where we sell a lot of our produce in here, and we bake pies in here. And so to come into the farm, regular admission is farm animal. You can see the farm animals, do bunny cuddles, go to the playground, use the walking trails, and have a wagon ride. For the most part, we've got a dedicated staff member that when we have people that are coming in, there's always somebody that's available to help you. We do sell a lot of value-added products in the market as well. So we've got turkey pies that we do grow some turkeys here and some chickens, so we do send those away sometimes and have them made into pies. Same with, we have sorbet that we have extra rhubarb and extra strawberries that we have somebody that makes them into sorbet, and we sell them in here as well. We've always got coffee in here, so when our CSA members come here, rain or shine, they can come and have a chat, sit out on the patio, visit the farm. It's a great way to connect with our customers that way as well. We have a lot of value added, so we do have We have bees over there, so we do have our own honey as well here that we sell, and a kitchen that we make a lot of value-added products. So things like strawberry jam. Last year, for example, at the end of the season, it was calling for frost. We knew we had to pull in all of the peppers quickly, so we pulled in all of the peppers, went up into the kitchen, we washed them all and chopped them, and with onions, put them in freezer bags, and that was actually a product that we added to one of our produce boxes as a fajita mix, which people quite enjoyed as well, because it still was your local Ontario produce that was available. Okay. So a couple times a year we do host different events here. In the fall we always press apple cider. So we'll get some bins of local apples from another farmer, and there will be a big apple press that comes in, and we make our own cider. We take our own apples out of the orchard as well, but because we've only got a small orchard, we kind of get some from some other farmers as well. And have that. Okay, we'll move back down this way.
Sounds pretty nice.
So Jim and Leslie have actually only been at this location since 2014. So the reason why they started, before then they didn't actually go to farmers markets at all, because all of their customer base kind of came to them where they were in Markham. But once they came here, they realized that a lot of their customers, that they had to get to them, which is why they started the farmers markets. So they do Newmarket, Markham, and Pickering this year. Other years there are sometimes other locations that they go to as well, but those are the three main ones this year. Okay.
I didn't actually realize. Yeah.
We have a small greenhouse over here to the left that we start a lot of our seedlings in that go out into the fields. We can grow an incredible amount in there in the small trays that we then plant out in the fields. And we have some raised beds in there as well, that in the early spring we do start some lettuce and some radishes, and so that we can get some of our own products into that first CSA of the season. Does anybody have any questions about the CSA or the farmers markets, or? No?
How do we get on the info list? Like, you inform people in January?
Yes, yeah. So we usually put it on our social media.
Okay. And
then also just our website, like Forsythe Family Farms. You can sign up pretty well anytime.
Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, thanks for coming today, everybody.
How much do you charge for your CSA?
It depends on what you order.
Okay.
So you can order a small share, a large share, you can order a monthly share or a bi-weekly share. Or they've also got like more of a flexible bundle this year. So it goes all the way, it goes from like 150 up to 400, 500 for the year. And then we also offer, when we have, we've just, brought we've just processed some chickens, then we send out to our CSA members, hey, we just processed chickens this week, would you like to order any? And so then that increases as well. In people's shares as well, we offer the ability to add eggs to them or local bread. So we have White Feather Farms that we go and get eggs from, and we have a local farmer that does microgreens that you can purchase and add that to and then we also have like Kawartha Bakery that brings us product, and then you can have that added into your crop share box as well. So the price can vary quite a bit depending on what you want to put in it.
Yeah. I like that you're all working together. It's really sweet.
Yeah, it's great. right? And anything that we can't grow here, then we just get from somebody else that's local, so that we can keep it local Ontario produce and, you know, local for everybody around here.
For your pick your own strawberries, are you doing that by weight or by the quart?
By the quart.
By the quart.
Yeah. Yeah. By the quart or by the 2 liter, I believe. Yeah.
Laura, does any of the produces go into a store directly, or do you still rely on farmers market and CSA to do
Yep,
that?
farmers market and CSA exclusively. Yep, no. Jim explained it to me a few years ago that, and my husband actually, he's from a produce farmer family in the Netherlands, and unfortunately, you know, when you grow kind of crop shares or like a large, like a cash crop, you kind of have to take whatever price that the big buyers are going to give you for it. So the big grocery store buyers are going to say, like, I'm only going to pay you, you know, $4 per quart of strawberries. And you say, well, but hey, it cost me $5 to produce those. So Jim explained it to me as he wanted to be a price maker to make sure that it was, you know, that his farm was viable financially for himself as well, and not just grow one crop and have to take the price that the big, you know, that the grocery stores are offering to pay, because there's a lot of farmers that unfortunately have to lose money that way if they just, so they've really focused on producing what they can sell to their own customers as opposed to growing very large amounts and trying to sell it to grocery stores.
How many staff do you have working here, or is it mainly like seasonal, I'm assuming?
It's mostly seasonal. Yeah, and I'm not sure. That would be a Leslie question. I'm only here Monday through Friday, so I never see the weekend people in here. But there's always a few people in the market. We usually, in the summertime, we've got 5 or 6 of us that work out in the fields in the summer. In the spring, it's a little bit less, and then in the fall again, it's more. So, kind of rolls. But a lot of us are local.
Okay.
A lot of us are local. It's a lot of their hiring is, you know, a brother of somebody, a sister of somebody. I mean, I started off as a CSA member years ago, so a lot of it's just local word of mouth, or they have a lot of staff that came from, you know, 10, 15 years ago when they were out in Markham.
Okay.
Yeah. We usually have a few co-op students every year. Sometimes university and college students that come as well in the summer.
So there's no service such as someone that comes in and actually picks or gets your produces and goes sells them at farmers market. You'll have to do it yourself?
We do it ourselves, yeah. Yeah.
So that time away from the farm, essentially? The value added, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. And a way of selling the produce to the customers. Yeah, they've done a great, Jim and Leslie have done a really great job of having a lot of diversified kind of income here from many different streams.
Right.
Yeah. We do a lot of school tours in the fall, like in May, June, quite a few schools come. Like some days we have, 6 or 7 different groups that come from different schools, and we link it all into the school curriculum as well for science and living things. So that's a great way to have people coming out to the farm kind of Monday through Friday. And that's also a great way for them to get more CSA members as well, because the more people that kind of come out for anything like that become interested in what we've got going on here. So I think next Leslie is going to kind of show you the barn and what she does with the kind of the school connections and the community connections that way. So you've been on the wagon, you've seen the fields. You've probably heard some stories about the farm, so I won't go with that. So what basically I'll talk about is the playgrounds, how we've kind of figured them out and are still figuring them out, why we have them, and thanks. Why we have them, and also our farm animals and that, and school tours. So again, we've been kicked off 2 farms because of development. Connection is very important to us, and so that is why we have the public come onto the farm and various means, and it's a way to sell our product, because we have to have a reason for people to come. We're an hour and a bit from Toronto. We're half an hour from Whitby, Oshawa a little further. So people want to make a day of it. They won't come up for some lettuce and tomatoes and stuff, but they may pick up lettuce and tomatoes on their way home. Our market isn't our busiest part of the farm, but it is there so that it kind of finishes off the school tour. The kids can see. They start the spring, beginning of May, we start our school tours till June. Tomorrow's our last school tour. Then we start in camps. So they get to see the plants growing, and then they get to relate it to actually, we're not a supermarket. This is all there is. There's not bananas and oranges and guavas and all this available to you here because it's only Ontario. So that gives them, it depends on the age, the various levels that you can talk, how deep you can talk about locally grown and fresh from the fields. Jim told you about the apples. Yes, okay, apple cider. It's been great because that's been ever since they started doing their cider pressing trailer, we've had them. They came to Markham for us. It's just been fantastic, and the fact is that the cider doesn't need refrigeration, so it allows us to sell all through the season and not just rely. We used to do Wellesley apple cider, but it's limited shelf life. So again, it's about connection. We figure the kids are easier to teach than the adults, and they'll pester their parents to come. School tours, we start booking. Some teachers start before the end of December to book a tour for the spring. It's not our busiest time. We kind of we compete with the zoo. So they go to the zoo one year, they go to the farm the next year because there's JKSK, so they don't do the same thing each year. So we kind of see the rhythm of schools. Some come every year to the farm, and we try to switch it up with what we teach. But the main thing is that they learn the basics, such as the Fab 5, which are what's essential for life, and we do a lesson in the animal barn, what do the animals need, lesson in the field, what do the plants need, and it's all the same thing. And so it's repetitive, so that they go home learning some concepts and they've experienced. And we don't do a lot of chatter like this. We usually do action, and we do activities, and they get to play and they move, and some kids have cement playgrounds, and this is all new to them, and they get to the openness. So it's just all in the smell. So that was the main goal of the school tours, is to teach the children, because I see them as little planners, that as they grow up, if they're like Mitch and they want to put a factory on a farmland, they're going to say, wait, where's our food going to come from? And if they don't have that connection, it doesn't matter. Oh, good, that's convenient. Oh, there's another mall close by me, or there's more homes. Oh, and customers down in Markham, they would always say, I had a nice field behind me and now there's houses. I'm going, yeah, well, where was your house built? So anyways, it's just, let's go in the back door. That's faster. So we'll go in, see the animals. This is a Kids Connect. Not so much with plants. They like animals. So they connect. What our instructors do is they will take a lot of this tall grass, and we have boxes of tall grass for the kids to feed them. And And then the public, we have, like, if there's lettuce that's looking a little limp or a day old, then we just tear it up and we put it into a basket and sell it as animal food. So I get $1 for the animal food. The play area here is for up to about 10 years old. After that, I just find that the older kids, they get a little destructive. And so that's why we started the playground up there. A little more challenging for them. I'm doing the loose parts play area that I'm building to get the kids to be more creative and not, so that you won't see as many toys up there except in the sandbox. But they have the faster slide, so you guys can go down it. Some people want to. There's shorter slides here. But anyway, so this is our animal barn. These guys are here. We don't do a lot of production. I do have the chicks start as day old, move through the system. The kids can see them moving through. And then I get them processed, and I have people who pre-order them, and I sell the chickens. So I say they're committed. And then the laying hens here, we just have 3 because they're a different color than the white broilers, but they're laying hens, and the kids can see that the eggs come from the chickens. Sheep, the goats, they stay with us for the season, and then we sell them. They're not here for production. They're here for interacting with the kids because they're the big eaters. And the kids, come on in. So again, to get people talking and experiencing, we have lots of bunnies. Lion is our main bunny here, and it's bunny cuddling. And some people specifically come up for the bunny cuddling. And our duck, we've had her for about, this I think is her 3rd season with us. She's an Indian runner duck, and she does not fly and poop all over the place. So she can stay here. Don't get muscavies. They're not. Anyway, so as far as health and safety goes, we have umpteen million hand wash stations around and wash your hands signs. These pens the bars are sanitized every morning that we are open to the public. The pens are cleaned Monday and Tuesday when we're not open. Then there also is an agritourism act now. You'll see the sign out there about coming in at your own risk and stuff. So we make it as safe as we can. There was a question about bird flu safety, and I don't really have a lot of birds, and when there was an outbreak, they stayed inside, but I do try to get the older ones to go outside now, but we haven't had a problem. But there's no biosecurity that you would find on like strictly a sheep farm or a goat farm. We have learned that sheep farmers and goat farmers don't want the goats or the sheep back if they've been interacting. So that's a whole other area of production that we're learning about as well. But yeah, so these guys are here to say hi and to get patted, and I may eventually get these guys out for walks. They're pets. They're here for the summertime until the fall, and they are used to being leash led, and I may just do that. But they've all had their rabies shots too, and their tetanus and that, so the vet does care for them. But it's nice to have them indoors where you can kind of keep an eye on them. We close the doors at night. We don't worry about the coyotes. And we can count them every morning. So come on through. And so we have a little farmers program that we do. If you have somebody who loves toddlers, then it's a great little program because they start a little below 2 years old up to 4. And yeah, that's why we have the wood shavings on the floor. So they get comfortable on a farm and they get to play on the farm. So they get an hour and a half. It's semi-structured. You cannot structure a toddler, but they do get different experiences. They always get a wagon ride. They planted the first few sessions because it was too cold outside to pick anything. They've now been picking strawberries. Then during the summer it's peas, beans, flowers, peppers, tomatoes. So whatever we're growing in the field, we always like to have them relating. This is our toddler room. We kind of try to keep it separate for them, but so they'll come in here and they'll have their snack and stuff. So it's a clean room to have the kids in. Okay. Yeah, so any questions about anything you'd like to know about the school tours or the...
Leslie?
Yes.
Question. So in terms of insurance,
Yes.
I know you touched on it. Is there
Yes.
a special insurance you go for?
Yes.
Have agritourism part of your farm?
Yes. Liability. And I have to tell them how many visitors I've had and the amount that I've made on agritourism. We are charging admission. We just can't afford to offer all this for free. We were finding that down in Markham, one of our busiest days, a PA day, and we were having free admission and the busy parking lot, and it was one of my worst sales days. I said, that's it. You know, people are just coming and using the playground and they're not supporting us in any way. You know, the kid would say, I want an apple. Well, we got apples at home, let's go. And I thought, this is insulting. Anyways, back then, admission was not the thing to do, and we did have a lot of blowback when we started. We started with $1. And, you know, people were angry. But there were other people that were going, great, this is fantastic. We don't, you know, we've got space to play. We've got, you know, and people were more respectful because they were entering. So that's how we keep track of our admission. But yeah, it's definitely insurance. You have to have liability for that, and it's got to be, they've got to be aware. We've been dropped a few times with different insurance companies because they weren't comfortable with the amount of people that we were having on the farm. They didn't want to do that kind of insurance. So you can check Darling Insurance. They're a big one for us. We've been with them for years and years and years and been really dependable. And the insurance broker knows agritourism, and when one insurance company says no, she finds us another insurance company. So yeah, but it's a risk. So you can mitigate it as much as you can, but people's behavior is still people's behavior, right? So
For sure, it's just that we find it difficult to get insurance. So
yes.
Part of the program should be for organizers to come in with these companies who are willing to insure
Yes.
farm properties and agritourism, and that'll be something that we can...
Yes, Julie Kellett. I mean, she's linked with Ontario. We've known her for years and years. So what happened was we were with North Waterloo, and they said, we don't like this. We don't like the pick your own. We don't like the fact you got a play area. We're not going to insure you. So Norm Blodgett, who owned Darling Insurance, he picked it up and he says, okay, well, let's find somebody who can. So we've been through a couple of different insurance. We're now with Commonwealth, but Julie is a member of Ontario Farm Fresh, which is now Agritourism Ontario. There are other companies when you get really big that they've gone, some of our fellow members have gone with other companies. We've stuck with Darling because we can trust them, and they've always come through for us, and that. So again, if the broker doesn't know what agritourism is, then talk to Julie. She's amazing, and she knows, and she tours all the farm, and we had a farm inspection last year, and she was pickier than the farm inspector. Because you know, it's just you know, you got to be careful. But yeah, insurance. I wouldn't do this without insurance. Yeah, which is another part of the cost, right?